Hey guys, welcome back again. And today's video is an extension of my previous video on Virgin Galactic, and I strongly recommend you guys to watch that video. You can find it somewhere here in the iCard. And yes, I'm definitely not a financial advisor, and I always ask you to do your own due diligence and your own research, but trust me on this, that these two videos will definitely help you guys to do that research, and I try my best to deliver as much as knowledge what I have to you guys to make it easier for you to have that pool of information from where you can take the points which you really need and to decide what you want to do with it. And it will give that support to you guys to make it much easier for you to make that final financial decision on this particular stock. So in today's video, we'll be covering the following points. The first one would be the financial analysis of the company. So we'll be checking the financial status of the company, how the company is doing. Second point we'll be covering is the risk involved in this particular investment. And I always say that we have to check and we have to see and we have to calculate the risk involved in any type of investment, because then you can have your risk margin and you can calculate your risk to reward ratio, and based on that you can make your own decision. And the third point, the last but not the least, would be my final verdict on this particular stock and what would be my future actions on this stock or my current actions regarding this stock. And before we jump into the video, if you really like this video and if you liked the previous one, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well and that notification bell icon, because then you will be getting the latest updates of my research helping you guys out. So now let's jump into the financials of the company. So first let's go on to the bad side of the company, which is actually not the bad side, but let me explain. So cash flow statement, and as you can see that the company is operating at a net loss of $59 million, and which has increased from 2019, which was $42 million. But guys, this is not a bad thing, like I said, because when the companies are expanding, startups, when they are expanding on their focus on expansion, they are usually not generating profits because they are using the money in, let's say, research and development, and which is happening in Virgin Galactic as well. And you can just see an example of one of the biggest companies, Tesla, Snapchat, Willow, Spotify, etc. and etc. There are many companies like these which are focused more on expansion, and they are not generating profits. But what should be considered? So the investors should know that if, for example, there is no profit, can they survive? So then in this case, as an investor, what should I look at? We should be looking at is there enough revenue generated, or if there will be enough revenue generated in the future to keep the company going on? Are there enough assets to pay the company's current liabilities or long-term liabilities? As an investor, then we should be looking at this. Even if the company is making profit, we still should be looking at the balance sheet and the income statement and the cash flow of the company, how the company is using its cash, and this what we will be looking at next. So then to begin with, first let's have a look at their cash position. So just look at these cash and cash equivalents section, and considering the same time period in 2019, the cash position has drastically increased from $74,000 million to $419,000 million in 2020. Now guys, this is what I'm talking about. If the company is performing like this and the cash status is increasing year by year, I do not expect such a huge jump, but still if it's increasing, then the investors should really not be worried about this company at all. So now let's have a look at how the company's assets and liabilities are balanced out. So if the company is not generating any profit, or even if the company is generating the profits, balance sheet is a must to look at. And now look at the balance sheet of Virgin Galactic. So we have to see that if Virgin Galactic are able to pay off their total liabilities, or let's say the most important thing is the coming 12 months liabilities when they are not generating a profit, and if the revenue stops, are they able to do so? Then just look at this total current assets of $536 million, which they can liquidify right now in the coming 12-month period, can alone pay off the total long-term liabilities of $137 million. And look at the total current liabilities, it is $115 million, which gives
us a current ratio of 4.6. That means even if the revenue of Virgin Galactic stops at this moment, they can still survive for next 4 years without worrying about their liabilities. Now this is what I call a stable company. Even if the company is not generating any profits, we must look at the revenue, if the company is able to generate revenue. And here is your answer for that. Apart from its core businesses, Virgin Galactic was able to generate a revenue of $238 million by providing just its engineering services. And this is what I like about companies which are not solely based on product selling. They also have services, and this gives them an extra revenue generator. And this is why, as an investor, I'm not worried about the future incoming revenue for Virgin Galactic, because they do have other ways of generating revenue. So here's a small comparison between Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin from Amazon, who will be the direct competitor of Virgin Galactic apart from SpaceX. There are some highlighted points which are worth noticing. So the estimated investment to date for Virgin Galactic is around $1 billion plus. And for Blue Origin, it's not yet discussed or shown to the public as the company is private. Expected price per seat is at $250,000, which you already saw. And for Blue Origin, it's yet to be discussed. Flight experience, 90 minutes of flight time, but Blue Origin will give only around 11 minutes of flight time. Now this is a huge point. Virgin Galactic has piloted flights and Blue Origin not yet. And the expected commercial launch timing for Virgin Galactic is out Q1 to Q2 2020, but for Blue Origin is not yet known. Now Virgin Galactic is investable, that means it's publicly trading company, but Blue Origin not yet, neither SpaceX. So this is what I'm talking about, that success of SpaceX or let's say Blue Origin might get baked into Virgin Galactic, and this is what we as an investors should look at. And with every investment, there are risks involved, and as an investor, we must always look at the risk involved to know our risk to reward ratio. And if risk to reward ratio is high, then probably it's not a good investment. But let's see at the risk that I think might affect Virgin Galactic, in my opinion. So the first one is that the SpaceX and Blue Origins might be able to give cheaper solutions for the space tourism, as we already saw that Blue Origins has not yet disclosed their price, and same goes for SpaceX. And the second one, that the current global situation may affect the future financials. But guys, this is applicable for all the industries globally. But like we saw that Virgin Galactic has also another revenue generator, which is the services, which is their engineering services. So I am, as an investor, not worried about their financials so much. When it comes to sales, then yes, but not for the revenue. So the third point is that the current sales are not that good as compared to the future projected sales. The fourth one is that the hypersonic solution might not work if the space tourism business does not boom at all. So this again goes to a hypothetical situation that if the space tourism doesn't work, then of course the hypersonic solution will not work, because hypersonic solution might be a bit expensive. But like we already saw that they do have $80 million worth of reservation amount. So this is just a worst case scenario if in case the space tourism business does not boom. This is like extreme, but we already saw the statistics that it is increasing drastically year by year. But just as an investor, I would like to take the worst case scenario as well into consideration. Now the next point is that the only advantage that Virgin Galactic are the first ones to do it, this might already be baked into the company's stock price. The current stock price is sitting at $24.31, and it already rose by 70% until now. So this might be baked in, and this is what I think that is happening. So the last point amongst all, which is quite important for me, is that the current evaluation of Virgin Galactic might already be priced in for perfection. So the investors might be thinking that every idea what Virgin Galactic has presented in its investors presentation will be executed. And as we all know that the stock price or the stock market is looking in the future, and analysts are predicting the future, and investors are putting in the money or buying the stocks predicting the future. So this is one of my worries, that the stock price already rose by 70% based on stimulus like deals with NASA and their hypersonic projects. So it might be that the market cap has already reached to a certain level where it becomes a bit expensive. And also, if I consider the price to sales ratio, since the company is not making any earnings, if I compare it with a giant company like the Boeing, it is less of course, but still comparatively much higher. So this is one of my worries, but again, this is just my opinion, as we all saw that there is a huge room for the space tourism to flourish. So this is one extreme condition once again. But considering the last point in the risk column, that the price of the stock is overpriced or the future might be already baked in, Morgan Stanley still thinks that the price of the stock can go up to $60, bullish case. So the investors are quite enthusiastic in the emerging space economy, and like we already saw in the statistics and the numbers covering, saying that the global space tourism economy is going to rise in the near future and in the upcoming years. And that's why I still think that the risk to reward ratio for Virgin Galactic is not that high, and this makes Virgin Galactic as a good investment according to my opinion.
Okay guys, now moving on to my final verdict on this stock. So according to me, according to my opinion, I give a buy rating to Virgin Galactic. Now, have I bought into this stock? I did buy into Virgin Galactic when it was at $17, and actually I sold it as well at $25. I bought around 20 stocks. I did this short-term trading because I saw another stock with a huge potential, and I know I usually don't do these short-term tradings. I believe in long-term investment, but trust me on this, I'm doing this because of some other purposes, which I will maybe share in my future videos why I did this. And I actually not just did one short trading, I did 2 or 3 short-term trading as well, but there is a reason behind that, so I will let you guys know in my future videos. So I saw another potential stock and I did this, and but that doesn't mean that I won't re-enter into Virgin Galactic. Of course I will, when I see this as a huge opportunity. But if you ask my opinion, if you ask when I would do that, for now the stock is currently trading at $23. I would personally wait when it reaches below $20. Now, I don't think so that it will reach to that $14 or $15 or $17 range, because the hype is currently building in and the volume is increasing day by day. So in my opinion, I don't think so that it will reach that value of $14-15 range, but I do think that it might come below $20 or in $19 to $21 range. Even if it comes below $22 or if it reaches $20 to $21, I will definitely buy some stocks, and then if it drops lower, I will try to reduce my average. And if you guys have already bought into Virgin Galactic below $20, then I would strongly recommend or suggest you guys to hold that stock. Of course, you can do your own research, of course, but I strongly recommend. But in my opinion, trust me guys, this stock has a huge future ahead of it. And I think that it's, even if you have bought into this stock at $23 or $24, I don't think it's a huge loss. You might see small ups and downs, but that's with any investment, trust me. So please hold it for long-term investments. Since here we only talk about long-term investments, I strongly recommend that it can give you really good returns if you will try to hold this for a long term and be patient with your investments. So that's it for today guys. I really hope that you did like these 2 videos about Virgin Galactic and it made really good sense to you guys and it was quite simple to understand. So that's it for today guys, and wait until the next video because I'm bringing a really nice juicy investment for you guys. So stay tuned till the next one, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and ciao.